Hello. Vertical walls on 3D models cause problems for CNC milling and mold creation. This tutorial will show how to slope vertical walls using AccuTrans 3D. AccuTrans has a limited tool set for making small corrections and adjustments to models. Thus, depending on the shape of the model and the placement of the vertices, it can be very tedious to slope vertical walls in AccuTrans, and it is advisable to use a 3D modeling program with a more comprehensive tool set in that case. Now our model has flat bottom, little top, and so forth, so I'm going to use the Tools 1 Start Stop Edit Vertices command to open a new set of tools over here in the tool palette. There's also an edit button here and an edit button here which turns this mode on and off. And if we look at the model, we can see that there are 3 levels of vertices here that we will take and adjust for the slope. And if we come up and we look, we don't want to do adjust on any of this part of the model. Now this model has a hole in the center, and the scaling of vertices that this module does is it scales it around a selected vertex, and we have no vertex here in the center of the model. So to get a vertex there, we will add some triangles at each one of the 3 layers. And let's just go back to front here. Now this looks like about the center of the model so that we can get the full diameter of the hole. And so I'll zoom in here a ways, and now I'll go over and click on the Add Triangle button, and we've got various choices, and I want to start off by clicking on a vertex. So I'll come down here on the bottom level and I'll take that vertex there. I'll rotate around a bit, and we'll take this vertex here, and now we have one triangle. We have two vertices picked and one edge for a triangle. And so I'll go here and I'll click Spot at same depth. I could make a big triangle and click on a vertex over here, but I'm just going to make a short one there, and now I have triangles. This makes it easier to spot this edge later on than if I went all the way across. There are 2 sides to a triangle. The invisible side is shown in red, and the visible side is shown in white. And if I wanted this to be the visible side, I just click the flip button and it's now visible. Click the keep. I can undo, and it will step back and erase the vertices in the opposite order in which they were selected. I'll say keep triangle, and there we have that triangle. Now I'll go and we'll come up to this level, and I'll pick a vertex, come down here, pick that one, and do spot at same depth, and click over here, and we have another triangle in. We'll keep that one, and then if I go up here again, we'll pick this one here, pick this one here, and if I clicked on this side, we're going to get a white triangle, because now we're going in a clockwise picking order for the vertices, and I'll say keep triangle. Now with these 3 picked, now we want to exit out of this mode and click OK plus weld, which means AccuTrans will get rid of any duplicate vertices. Now we now want to go ahead and pick the longest triangle edge and divide it in half to get a vertex which will be in the approximate center of the model. Now, while doing this tutorial, I discovered there's a bug in AccuTrans, and I can't actually pick that triangle edge. So what we have to do in this case is exit out of this mode, save the model, and then load the model back in so we can continue work on it. And so I've got one model all set up here with the having done that. And now if I come down here and let's see which side of it. Yeah, okay. We'll go back to the edit vertices mode, and now I'll go down here to pick edge. So now what I want to do is zoom in a way so I can see where the vertex is. I want to click on it, and when a vertex is selected, the triangle edges that connect to that vertex are highlighted in red where the other ones are green. And zoom out a bit, and I'll rotate down, and now I want a triangle down here, and let's see if I can hit it. Okay, I got it, and it says over here I've got one edge selected. So there's several different ways I can do. I can divide, and I can slide the vertex. I can divide it, and the edge will stay in the center, and I have another, and this is the one I want, so I'll click, and now I have a vertex in the approximate center of the model. And then I can go up, and I'm still in pick edge, so I'll click on this one, go back here, get this one. I have an edge, I'll divide that. Oops, clicked the wrong button. So I'll go back here and I'll pick and come down here, pick that one, and nope, missed my edge. Okay, I have it now. Now click the right button, divide edge, and we're divided. We have one more to do. Click that one, and okay, it is that one. Okay, I have that edge. I've got the edges. Okay, we have all three edges divided. Now I'm going to zoom out. Now we'll bring the model around, and now we want to pick all the vertices that are on the same level, and it gets tricky to do when they're close together, and you can end up picking the wrong ones. So what I'm going to do is go back here to pick vertex mode, and if I went here and clicked on context sensitive help and then on pick vertex, I'm going to get some help on that vertex, and it tells me that if I do a Control F, I can set to a mode that will pick the first vertex. If I do a Control Z, I can then pick vertices from edges that are already connected to a selected vertex, and Control A allows me to select them anywhere in the model. Control E allows me to erase vertices, and if I do a Control D, I can then double click any place off the model, and any vertices I have selected will be deselected. So I'll close that and turn this mode off. So now I'm in pick first vertex mode. So I'm going to go down here to the top triangle, and on the long edge I'm going to pick the triangle in the center. Now I'm going to do a Control A, which will allow me to pick a vertex anywhere in the model. And now I'm going to pick the top view, and I'm going to go to turn on parallel mode, and then I'm going to go to drag box, turn that on. Then I'm going to drag a box across, come down and get just below the vertices I want, and there we go. And now if I rotate the model around, I should find out I have all the vertices selected that I want, except for the ones that are on the top. Okay, so I'm now going to turn drag mode back off again, and now this time I'm going to go to the scale group command, which will scale all the vertices around the first one that was picked that's in red. And so I'll do scale group. Now I can enter a number in each of these. We'll say I'm just going to put in 104, 104, 104, and press the Enter key. And now we've scaled the model, and you can see it's no longer a vertical wall on either side of the edges, and in the center we have it's gone in because we're scaling out. So now I can also have the scroll buttons where I can click with the mouse, and while holding the left mouse button down I can move the mouse horizontally and we can scale in and out. And you can just click on either end of the just do a quick click and you can move. And these radio buttons here control how much we move. So it's set on 01, so we're moving at an 01 increment. So I'm going to leave this scaled at 01 and say OK. Now I'm going to go down here and I'm on pick vertex mode. I have to go back to do a Control F to get back to first vertex. Click on this one here. Okay, I have that one. I'll go back to top mode, and I'm still on parallel. Okay, that's good. I go back to drag box, drag. I did it. I'm still on pick first vertex mode. I forgot to do a Control A. I do this often. Okay, Control A. And go back to top. And now drag the box. There we have our triangles selected again. And go back to scale group. And we did 0.02 the first time, so I'm going to scale up to 4 on this one, and say OK. And now I'm going to go down here, and since I'm in drag mode, I have to do a Control F to get the first, and select that vertex. All the others turn off. Go back to the top view and do a Control A to get back into anywhere mode. Draw another drag box, and now I have them selected. Now if you wanted to just select scale out the outside vertices but not the inner ones, we would have to now deselect these vertices. So I'll do a Control E, and then I'll just start dragging. And this model is easy because they're all up at the top, so I know what that I'm not selecting the deselecting vertices that I want to keep. And I might be getting a little careless. Let's see. Nope, I'm okay. And I just continue till I've got them all. Okay, and missed one. Okay, I think I have them all. So now if I leave that, go back to scale group, and now if I scale up to a 106, you can see that I only moved there, and here I didn't scale at all. And so there we have that. Now we could do one more thing here. I'll do a Control F and do a drag box around that vertex. So I've got that one picked. Go back to Control A, and now if I'm very careful, we'll just select the vertices that are in the very center. if you have to pick the vertices one at a time, it gets very tedious if you have a whole bunch to do. Now I should go off parallel mode back to regular perspective, and okay, looks like I haven't picked anything anywhere that I don't want. So now if we go up to scaling, now if I want go back to scale, now if I wanted to make that smaller, then I'll just I can just scale down and make it whatever I want. We'll say okay, and so now there we have our model. I'll exit out of edit vertices mode, and now we'll come up. Now we have to get rid of the triangles that we added, so I'll go to triangles 1, delete, and then we can delete and just work our way down, making sure we don't click on anything that we want to keep. Okay, those are gone. I'll click OK, and there's I missed something there. There's our model, and I probably forgot to select the vertex. Yeah, there it is. So what I'm going to do is I'll take off drag mode, stay on pick vert. I'll click on just the one, and then I want to zoom in. And then I'll do snap to vert, and I'll just make a guess and snap it to that one. And we'll say okay, exit out of that mode. There, that looks better. And there's our model. If we check it, it says we're watertight. So now we've scaled vertical walls. We've scaled them out, and we've scaled them in the opposite direction. So that's all you need to do scale walls. That's the end of this tutorial. Goodbye.